Howdy, partners. This is Wrestling Card Weekly. My name is Brennan, and these two chicken strips beside me are Nick and Jeffrey. We're here every Wednesday to talk to you about the bane of your wallet and the passion of your loins, wrestling cards. As always, I beg you with everything I have to smash that subscribe button, like and comment, leave a 5-star review on the audio gimmicks. So, as we wait for Topps news, I would like to quote Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about?
I like the intro.
I like the fact that you called me a chicken strip.
I was telling Nick earlier, I was like, the intro this week, I think you're going to like what I call y'all. I like coming up with different things to call y'all every week. And this week, chicken strips just felt right.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
So, I'm good. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
And
We're here to talk about wrestling and wrestling cards and wrestling card accessories.
feeling absolutely wonderful. This is probably the highlight of my week. Just chilling out with you boys, talking cardboard.
We have a fun show this week.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Shoot, we switched up kind of like we did last week. We've got some interesting stuff. Just because there's no Topps news, there's no real card news or anything. So we kind of wanted to just have a little fun with it. You boys pick anything up this week?
I did.
You did?
We always know that answer.
I didn't love the pictures. Hold on.
You didn't love the pictures? Shoot.
No, technical difficulties.
Well, while you do that, I'll talk about what I picked up since I don't need pictures.
Look, see,
okay.
we're
Look
here.
at
We
you.
go. Scott Hall, tie-dye.
Ooh,
Razor Ramon, tie-dye.
That is
we
love it.
Card.
We had a theme this week because along with the Razor Ramon tie-dye, we had the Aoife Valkyrie tie-dye, or Lyra Valkyria.
Nice.
Tie-dye. Yes, I just need the tiger to complete the animal prints and the tie-dye. So somebody sell me the tiger, please.
For
once again,
Lyra
begging you.
or for Razor or both?
No, for Lyra. There's one on eBay, but I didn't get it. And then there's not any more on eBay. And
why didn't you get it?
Oh, sometimes my card does say no, Brennan.
Mr. Set the Comp couldn't set.
Well,
the
no,
comp.
I didn't know if it was like I was genuinely curious.
I bought the zebra instead of the tiger.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like condition, price.
No,
it was just
like a PSA 8. It was just too expensive.
Oh yeah, no.
But yeah, so that's all I got this week. Just a little tie-dye love.
Hell yeah.
I didn't get any individual cards, but I did pick up 3 boxes of the Saturday morning cards, the Always Ready Matt Cardona collection. I posted a video of me opening those on our Twitter and Instagram for anyone that wants to go watch. But they're just one card per box. Mags. They all look like downtowns. Like the base is like a hollow silver downtown look to it. Super cool. So you guys saw them, but yeah, I posted a video on our socials if y'all want to go watch those.
Show an example of one of them.
Do
you have any nearby?
Yeah, I don't know which one I have, but I'll just reopen this box. Oh, the good one. Yep. If anyone can actually see that, but this one's a cracked ice. I think it's called Ice Silver. It's numbered out of 50. But they all somewhat look like that. They come looking like a downtown. And the cool touch is the mags that they're in are customized to look like the card itself, like the design of the card. Like one of the ones I got was like Jurassic themed almost, and the mag also had the same kind of outline texture and everything. So those are pretty sick. If anybody wants to go look at those from Saturday morning cards, those are pretty cool.
Those are really cool. I might pick one of those up.
Yeah, I was hoping to pull an auto or a 1 of 1, but I'll take getting an out of 50.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Did you just order them off the Saturday Morning Cards website?
Yep.
Nice.
Very cool.
I didn't get a pickup this week, but I've said multiple times the viewers will remember that I have a chalkboard up here where I keep all of my cards and everything, and I also have a few nice little mementos. And my wife put up, I thought this was a great pickup. Last year, she made this birthday card for me that has a cowboy, a chimpanzee, 3 eggs, a hamburger, a rhino, and a slice of pizza which are all some of my favorite things. And I just thought I'd share that with y'all because it goes great with my collection.
Nice.
Yeah, she just like came in my room and stuck that on my board, and I was like, there we go, feeling great.
Perfect.
Birthday card is a card. We'll
Yeah.
take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 3 eggs is my favorite because that's my favorite breakfast. You know, I can have toast with it, I can have an avocado, I can have something, but 3 eggs is most important.
That's all you need.
And a
So are y'all ready to jump into Nick's genius idea for our big topic this week?
Yes, absolutely. A little inside baseball. We were talking about the show last night. We were like, what are we gonna talk about? Nick just pulled just a beautiful idea right out of his gorgeous brain.
No.
Keister.
Out of his keister. Yeah, so Nick, why don't you go ahead and explain to the beautiful people?
Yes. So I just told the boys, hey, imagine you have $1,000, as we all like to imagine from time to time.
Boy, I'd like $1,000.
How would you spend it best on wrestling cards on eBay? Not how would you spend it best, but just how would you spend it? I thought it'd be a fun little thing to see the difference and diversity in our picks. Like, I know some of us had fewer cards, some of us had more cards. I don't know. I just thought it'd be interesting to see what all we decided.
Yeah.
Yep. And for game rules' sake, we did not include tax and shipping, just the price of the card, buy it now. We didn't do auction or anything like that. Just what's it listed at, take it at that price. And
yeah, these are
don't
not
worry about the rest.
cards. Yeah, sometimes these are not cards that we would buy at these prices.
Yeah, sure.
it
Like,
was-
I have cards in there that I would not buy, but for the sake of the exercise.
But you're in a Brewster's Millions situation. You've got a
Yeah.
$1,000 eBay card. You gotta spend it right now. What are you picking up?
So you want to go first, Brennan?
I'd love to. Sure. And to preface this, I had probably 15 screenshots on my laptop, and I kept going back and forth, using a calculator, figuring out what I'm going to do. I settled on fewer than they did from what we were talking about. I know I'm the lowest. I ended up with 3 cards that I was really excited about. Total of $1,000. Yeah, my first pick, if you want to pull that up, is a 2001 Fleer WWF Signature Moves Stone Cold. It is Stone Cold hitting a stunner. It's the busiest card I've ever seen.
Yeah, the in-person auto definitely adds to that.
Yeah, the in-person auto on top of the sheer amount of text. But good Lord, it makes me so happy. I also love that at the angle that he's hitting it. First of all, I mean, he's hitting it like a champ. Second of all, at the angle that he's hitting it, I have no idea. I think that's Steve Blackman. I have no idea who he's hitting the stunner on.
No, the boots look like they have, or the knee pads look like they have red on them.
Yeah, no, Blackman didn't have.
No, he just wore long pants.
He just wore long pants. Yeah, you're right. So I have no idea, but it's a authentic graded. I just thought that was a beautiful card. It's $400. Look, if I have $400, I'm probably going to get groceries. But gun to my head, I got to spend $1,000. This was the first one that I was like, oh, that's boss. And I definitely found that after 5 or 6 picks and just started knocking ones off.
Yeah. Next up,
the second one that I picked. Oh, what were you saying?
So there you go.
Oh yeah. The second one that I picked is this I just love. It's a 2024 Upper Deck AEW. It's Darby Allin and Sting 101 auto. I can't quite remember which match it was, but it was when Sting came out, TNA Joker Sting, which was a blast. Sting's last run with AEW it's one of my favorite things in wrestling. Um, I grew up as a little Stinger, black and white Sting, and then into red and black Sting. I love the man with all my heart. I cried real tears during his retirement match. God bless the man. So that was my second one. So at that point, I'm up to, I believe, 875, something like that. Or is that? Oh no, I
925.
was at
Yeah.
925. Yes. So my third pick, Tony Storm, green. This is one of her earlier ones. It's not a rookie card, but it's like I believe it's the first one they did after her rookie card, 2020 Women's Division. And Tony Storm is currently the best thing in wrestling. I think it's cool to have her old WWE stuff. I enjoyed her WWE run. Right now, she's on a tier better than anyone. She's unbelievable. So yeah, Tony was my third pick, and that's
Cool.
my $1,000 right there.
Spend it quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. All right. Jeffrey, you want to go
All right.
next?
So I went the opposite direction of Brennan, and I chose the most cards out of the three of us. I want to say I ended up with 12 with my cart total ended at $999.44. I
Hell yes.
meticulously went through and added, deleted, changed one of the cards I had in my cart. Had it perfect. I was set. Someone bought it, and it was the only one on eBay. Couldn't get another one, so I started from scratch again. And of course, that one was a miss card that I wanted, and now it's gone. So
I just remembered a card that shoot.
yeah, no, I'm gonna let's preface by saying this was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do is spend money that I don't actually have.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
like
No,
fake money
end,
was so much harder.
At the end, I have some honorable mentions I want to bring up.
Oh yeah, and I will say this also took me like down rabbit holes that I didn't. eBay's dangerous. Like I found like certain cards which you'll see, but like I would see that card and be like, man, that kind of reminds me of another card, and I'd go on Google, search up like, okay, WWE Fleer from this year or WWE Tops from this year, and then just go down rabbit holes, and it changed. I probably worked on this for like 12 hours and did nothing else.
Yeah.
But I think I got a pretty good mixture. You can go ahead and throw one up and we'll start wherever. So the first one, this was actually the first thing I went for, was just a Roman Reigns rookie card from 2013 Tops. It's the base PSA 9, just a good grade. It's a base card, but paid $60. I just think down the line, all the other big rookie cards that people like seek out now, like John Cena, Randy Orton, all those are also just base cards.
Yeah.
And so along the line, these are going to be harder to find, especially in good condition, which is why I got a graded version that was at a decent grade just to make sure. So definitely wanted one of those. I was considering a Seth, but the next one, this one was a little pricier than
That's
what
sick,
I was.
though.
Yeah, so I think I've talked about it before on the show, but the 2014 Topps Chrome gold refractors are insanely hard to come by.
Yeah, they're super cool.
And I was trying to find one, and there's no name people on there, and they're like $50-$60 raw. But I picked up a Rey Mysterio gold SGC 10 for $175.
That is a beautiful card.
Yeah. I'm still on the hunt for a Miz one of these, but out of all the ones to fit within the budget, Rey Mysterio made the most sense. It's a perfect grade, which is crazy rare. And it's just an awesome image. Only drawback is it's a horizontal, which I hate when they're graded horizontal. But the image is sick and he's a legend. So
Yeah.
And for
I threw that one on there.
For our listeners that aren't watching this on YouTube, it's Ray hitting a frog splash and this white and gold, and it's just God, that's sick. Yeah,
Yeah, and he's
that's a
got the
really
yellow
sick
mask
card.
on too, so I thought it went well.
Yeah,
So I didn't even know that that one existed. Like I hadn't seen that image before. So, and this is where the rabbit hole started also. So, the next one I grabbed was I'm sensing a theme for me not really caring about grading too much. I'm really starting to like graded cards. I, I guess the older ones, maybe not as much the new ones, but
yeah.
Buy the card, not the grade, Jeffrey.
oh no, I agree. But
The older ones, it makes a little more sense.
yeah, because I like this one. So it's a 2002 Fleer Royal Rumble, Randy Orton in a BGS 9. So it was 150 by now. Fantastic grade for it. My mind, it was like Randy is one of those I feel like is underrated, just like Cena, at least in the card market. And a BGS 9 is a damn good grade. And I'd rather spend 150 on that than go spend 60 or whatever it
Yeah,
may be for a
Yeah.
raw one that could just be crap and you can't
yeah.
tell from the
Those,
photos.
I'd say those edges probably white pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah, the 2002 Fleer, they're most of them are like black edges anyway, so like the slightest chipping and they start
Yeah,
looking bad. So got a graded one of that. Just thought that'd be cool. This one, I don't know how I got to this point in my eBay search, but I had to have it.
That
It's a
fucks.
1996 BBM Rob Van Dam rookie card.
I may or may not have purchased one of these in the last 3 days.
Did you
No
really?
shit.
Yeah.
Did you get a better price than what I have here at $45?
I do not remember if I purchased graded or raw or what I did.
But it was just such a sick card. I got here by wanting a Rob Van Dam auto, but I hated all the images he had on his Panini autos,
Oh,
and just went down the rabbit hole
you
and
know what I got?
found his rookie.
You know what I got the card for? A signing. You just need to do the same thing.
Yeah, because it's
Yeah.
it, and it's he looks so young. It's insane. Like he
Yeah.
looks like a child.
Yeah, it's a baby. Yeah, he's got a baby face.
Yeah, but I just thought that was a cool one. I don't know how I got there. I guess I ended up just with a
Yeah.
lot of rookies,
That's
but
so weird that we both have looked at 96 Rob Van Dams in the past like 48 hours.
yeah,
What a
but
time.
but didn't know it existed, but now I like it and kind of want it. The next one was just one I had to have. I
I
really
had
love this set. Do you
this.
have one?
No, I had that screenshotted on my other laptop. That was
So
one of mine.
it's
That
a
was one of the ones I was looking for.
2006 Topps WWE Ultimate Insider Auto of Matt Hardy. I love that autograph set. It's one of my favorites.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah, along with like the chromographs that they did. I want to say it was '06 or '07 in Heritage, but the Insider, Ultimate Insider autos were awesome. Green card, and I don't that I paid 50. The background of the card and everything just reminds me of like Matt Hardy, like 2.0, whatever, like that era of him.
Yeah.
Like it just fit.
Yeah,
I
Halo
actually
loading
got
screen.
yeah, I got there by trying to get a nice like dual auto of Matt and Jeff, but wasn't happening. But I'll take that one at 50.
For
Still
sure.
actually might buy that one. That one's pretty sick. And then the next one I grabbed was a 2004 TNA Pacific AJ Styles event used matte relic. So this is the same year and set as his rookie card, but it's an event used matte relic. I paid 50. It's got Dusty in the picture and it's numbered out of 1525. Just thought it was a super sick card, and those early TNA cards were really cool. Just another guy I think's underrated value wise for cards. So I
Yeah.
wanted to pick up some young AJ.
I like your diversity so far.
Yeah, I don't know how I got to where I did, but it got out of hand. But now I have a lot of things on my actual watch list, and these are still in my cart just in case. Next one was a 2018 AEW All In MJF rookie. It's my only AEW card. I actually got to that point of getting the MJF by I was looking at the PMGs, and because I think those PMGs from AEW Metal are going to be super. They're already super undervalued. Like you can get them dirt cheap.
Yeah,
I think in the grand scheme of things, those will come back. But I wanted a nice MJF rookie because I think he's got it all.
absolutely.
And then this one I added and subtracted, added, subtracted, but I went back to it. It's the AJ Styles 2004 Pacific TNA. His rookie card, like from the base set, this was the gold border red foil. I don't really care for CSG grading, but it was a CSG 10 at $81. I don't like the look of their labels, but their holders are insanely clear.
Their slabs rock.
Yeah, I just don't like the labels.
I can take
Um, but
I was telling Nick before you got on the web. We one of mine that I it hurt but I have saved is an AJ Styles graded signed that says TNA. He signed TNA original on there.
ooh
So
yeah,
I love that you also grabbed two different TNA AJs.
yeah. I tried to go across all the companies. I didn't get to knock out WCW because the only things I liked were we would have needed a lot more money. But yeah, so I ended up with two AJ rookies, and then continuing on the rookie train, got a John Cena 2002 Fleer Royal Rumble rookie card. This one I could only afford to keep it in the budget by getting it raw, but I did pretend I was actually buying it and looked over the pictures, and it doesn't look like it's in terrible shape. So that one was 120,
You
and
gotta type.
I guess I do.
You gotta type.
Because I thought about this from like almost a value like
Whoops.
perspective of like what it'll be worth later, but also from a PC perspective. So I didn't like
Yeah.
grab anybody that I wouldn't want in my collection, but people that I think their value would go up. And then these last ones, this is where the rabbit hole really took off. But the
Ooh,
2006 Heritage Chrome, those cards to me are just absolutely freaking gorgeous.
yeah.
So I grabbed this Undertaker refractor in a PSA 9, which that's like an insanely cool photo of him, and the refractor with the black background looks really good.
Yeah, that feels like that should cost way more than $87.99.
Yeah. Cause you can, even the raw ones, like they're insanely expensive. I actually, instead of the regular refractor, I wanted the X Fractor, but couldn't find one cheap enough to fit it in my budget. But so I grabbed that, and then the these are random. So this one was the Rock 2007 E Tops out of 999 refractor in a PSA 9. If you haven't seen these they came as E Tops, which are like sealed in a mag with the E Top sticker, and I'm pretty sure these were uncirculated. But they're insanely hard grades. But you can get some raw ones, and I when I was looking through, there were a couple that were ungraded that were still sealed in the ETOPS mags, and those are fairly cheap, at least for some of the people like Batista. I almost grabbed one of those. It looked really good, but The Rock looked awesome. PSA 9, it was 99.99, so I added that one, and then I
Nice.
want to say I added another one. Okay, yeah, so pretty close to that. The 2008 Topps Chrome Heritage Allen and Ginter refractor of Rey Mysterio in a
That card
PSA 9.
rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at $39.99, and it's being sold from the PSA vault right now. It's such a sick card.
Yeah.
I love this year's Allen and Ginter set in Chrome, but that 2008 from Heritage was
Yeah.
Yeah.
way better, especially because they had like the X fractors in it looked incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a
that
guy that
rules.
lives vicariously through y'all, Please buy that.
Yeah,
I beg you.
it's so sick. And I think that was all of mine. Was that? Did I get to 12
That
there?
was it. That was 12.
Yeah. So I
Oh,
I still have those saved. So some of those might actually be
so
on the way.
basically, just go hit buy now on your cart and
Yeah, just Venmo me a grand real quick, and I'll make sure to do it.
enjoy all of them. Also, before we get any further, you did not tell everybody about your cool pickup this week.
Oh yeah, so I did. They're already off at grading now, but I bought a. You can see it back here for the YouTube viewers. I bought a 1997 Cardinal Trivia, the complete game, every original card of the superstars, all the questions, all the game pieces, the game board, all of it. Picked that up on Mercari, shipped in like 2 or 3 days. I was hoping that with The Rock and Stone Cold and Triple H rookies in there, they would be in decent condition. And they were like very, very crisp. So I've already sent off those 3 rookies to PSA. They actually shipped out today from our LCS. So hopefully,
Oh,
hopefully we're getting some good grades on those. If they 10, they're going back up on eBay real quick. If they 9, they might just end up in my collection because they're really, really cool cards anyway. So
did
I
you
don't
guys see
mean this
that?
to. Oh,
Did
oh,
you
go
guys see
ahead.
that WoW is coming out with a collectible trading card set?
I feel like everybody is now.
Like 141 unique cards.
No shit.
Yeah, I don't watch any WoW, so I don't know
I
jack shit
haven't in
about it.
years.
But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, the more the merrier, right? So like,
Yeah.
dump the cards. I'm any news. I'm desperate for any news these days. WoW's got a set coming out. Fuck yeah.
Well, I'll be honest as far as the Cardinals set goes. Is look, I want you to get the bag. I want everything to. I wanted everything to come out in great condition, but also part of me was like, if it's not in great condition, we can play the game like
Well,
on
don't worry.
stream or something. We could it would be so much fun.
We can still do that. We can go pick up the 3 I sent in poor condition and use them to play.
Okay, perfect. There we go.
Oh yeah.
That's no problem.
But we
All right.
we absolutely should play that on stream.
Oh
That
yeah,
would be fun as
and
shit.
it was crazy to open it because the box was like not damaged, but you could tell it had been like sitting in a closet for a while. And
Yeah.
but when I opened it up, like everything had like it's like nothing had been touched. Like all the pieces,
That's
like there's little
wild.
title belts and stuff, like they're all still connected. They haven't been torn apart to be used yet. Like the game board was still like factory closed. Like
Sick.
I can't
so,
wait to get a look at that.
yeah, it's cool. I just thought it'd be a cool piece regardless, like to have the game.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. So I did some picking too
very exciting.
for our eBay stuff, as if I could start anywhere else.
Oh,
Signed 82 Lawler
shit.
with his old signature.
Yeah.
I'm debating if I want to. Also, as you can all tell, I never keep any battery on my phone. These guys will.
Or 2%.
Both of these guys will attest to that. Yeah, I'm debating if I want to buy one like this or if I want to get it done myself. The only problem with getting it done myself is his signature's a little different now that he's had the stroke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still legible, but you know, I mean, you have a stroke, your signature's different.
Right.
It just is what it is.
No, I haven't
So-
gotten a Jerry. I haven't gotten a Jerry Auto since he had the stroke.
Yeah.
All of the ones I have are from.
So I
him.
don't know if I want to get it myself or if I just want to buy one already slabbed. But getting this card in some way, shape, or form is on the short list for the next year. And then since I went Lawler, I had to go Dundee too. This one is definitely attainable.
Oh,
And like I grew up watching Lawler and Bill Dundee on Memphis Wrestling on Saturday mornings.
Yep.
So I just think if I'm gonna get and I had to get a signed 82. Like I just think that's a thing that you need. So those two were the two I picked. Brennan will love this one. Prince
Oh.
Ikea.
Let's go.
Uh, yeah, it was the cheapest 98 WCW and WO auto that was on eBay.
Oh man, that's so
There were a
tight.
couple more expensive. Obviously, that set is iconic. So I just kind of wanted to have a piece of it. I figured it would be fun to have in the shopping cart. So, and yeah, it's Prince Ikea, but I mean, it's still dope. He still ruled.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
think of late 90s WCW.
Yeah.
All right, so I got 4 more left. This Roxy, I love the stainless cards, and I love the full name signature.
That's a really good looking signature.
Yeah.
But Nick and I have talked a lot, especially when we were doing streaming a lot. Like when you get a nice legible signature,
Yeah,
it's just tops. It's just the best.
yeah. So this was the cheapest. Like, I really just sorted by like highest price and then scrolled down to where I was looking for prices and found cards that way.
Yeah.
But I thought this one was pretty nice. It's not terribly overpriced.
Yeah, and she doesn't do her. I don't think I've seen many of her
None of
full
the
signature
new
anymore.
none of the new stuff has full signature.
Yeah.
Like none of her 25 top stuff has full signature.
Is it just rocks now?
No, it just says Roxanne.
Oh, okay.
It's literally just the first part of the signature, just
Yeah.
no Perez. Needed to add a Fatu auto since I sold mine a while back. So this was the cheapest Fatu auto I could find from Tops. So
Yeah.
and I think
Is that the- oh, that's-
I think the blues look great on the blue brand stuff. Like I just think that card looks pretty sweet.
Nick, as you usually do every episode, can you hit us with a Fatu?
Fa-2.
You'll love to see it. One's in the air.
Yeah, so we knocked out some 82s, 98 WCW autograph, 2 of my PC, and then I needed to fill some space. So an autograph of the Does.
Let's go.
Because look at that mountain of a man.
Dude, an absolute chicken cutlet of a dude.
Yeah, just a monster.
Love that man.
I love Desert, and like a rookie card auto I thought was fun for $20.
You got shafted on that $20 price.
Yeah, well, you know. I already paid it.
I have one of those sitting in my room right now.
Do you?
Yeah.
Could sell it to me for like $5, please.
I was supposed to say, well, let me know.
And the last card is not one that I would buy because I think the price is the price is interesting. But this Chuck Taylor, it's not a rookie card. He has a 2015 IPW card, so it's not a first appearance. But he was not in the 2016 Bola set, so it is like it's like a second year card, really. But I don't know. I just think the PWG cards are cool. They represent a fun point in time. Like the shows at Reseda were just so fun to watch.
Yeah, he won Bola in 2017, right?
I can't remember.
I don't remember either.
I'm positive he did. Okay, he did.
I will
say that confidently and possibly wrong.
Best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Bola sets. I think they're fun. I mean, very limited. Chuck Taylor's one of my favorites. I'm surprised I didn't throw a Chris Hero card in here. Now that I think about it,
Yeah, same.
And one card that I should have thrown in that I've wanted forever. If we're going to talk about some honorable mentions, maybe is a 2005 Heritage Shawn Michaels autograph. You know, they look like the old Bowman. They're like the old Bowman cards with the TVs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. I looked through those too.
Those are sweet. But yeah, that knocks out my 7. I came out to $1,000.43 or something like that with shipping.
I believe in Price is Right rules. That means you lost.
Well, you know what?
Just kidding. There are no winners. This was fun.
The Pander champ always wins. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Jeffrey went hard with the pandering, even for picking his own cards.
My God.
I'm telling you guys, it's not pandering. It's literally just my taste.
I was thinking more last week's vote that was
he can't stop it.
It genuinely a travesty I would say on look, I was honest. I know that I don't have the most popular picks every week. Nick should have won that. Nick should have won that. But Jeffrey, the man is unstoppable. He's a machine.
I work for
I
the
want to
Fed.
know.
He's a
I want to
machine
know
that
how
turns
much you're
stakes
paying
into
these
win.
people. How much are you paying these people? There's no way this is organic.
68% of the vote tells you all you
This
need
is
to
clearly
know,
market
boys.
manipulation, guys.
I got a total of,
There's no way Jeffrey has this kind of organic following.
we did
And-
the math. I got a total of 3 votes, and I voted for myself. So
Hey,
the
that's good.
the two champions that voted for me, let me know in the comments, and I'll give you little smooches into the air.
I was like, I don't know where you're going with this. This is
Yeah,
going to
just
end up.
some little, love to see it. Speaking of talking to
Our
people who
listeners.
sometimes are wrong, but for the most part are right. We get any listener questions this week?
We did. And it's fitting too, because the ones we got were kind of, at least for me, they kind of went with some of the cards that I chose. In a way, because they involved grading. But the first one came from Matt McBain. He said, "What do you guys look for in a card when submitting for grading? Also, do you have a preference of one company over the other?"
Yeah, that's a
Yes
YouTube
and-
question.
yes and
I
no.
have no clue.
I'll let you start, Nick. The anti-grader. We'll take your.
Yeah, I haven't submitted cards for like actual like competitive grading, like not like my pre-war stuff. I just get slapped, right? Those are all ones, twos, maybe a
Yeah.
3 in there, whatever. I don't really care what the grade is. I'm just trying to get it slabbed. The last time I actually tried to submit tens was probably like 5 years ago. But centering, edges, corners, and surface. I mean, that sounds stupid because that's the 4 subcategories, but yeah, I mean, that's what you look for. Make sure make sure you check the surface. A lot of people get fucked on, oh, it's centered and the corners look nice, but there's a dimple somewhere that you miss. Then you end up and it comes back a 6.
Yeah.
So if I could say one thing to check, if I see one thing more than others, it's a surface dimple giving somebody like a 6 or a 7 when they're expecting a 10. Do I have favorite companies? I grade all my pre-war stuff with SGC. I like SGC. I know they're owned by Collectors Universe now, or whatever. But as long as they don't change anything over there for my PC, I would do SGC. Now, if I'm reselling, it's PSA all the way because everybody else loves PSA. So that's a no-brainer, obvious. Like, let's not be dumb. PSA. Yeah, so look for the surface dimples, and if you're looking to make money, grade with PSA.
Yeah, I agree. For me, the first thing I look at is centering. If the centering is off, then there's no point in looking at anything else. Especially now, because if you're grading with PSA, they changed their centering guidelines to be a little more strict.
Yeah.
Grading in general, I say I've always been kind of indifferent to it, not really cared for PC, which still kind of holds true. When you look at like the cards I chose earlier, a majority of them were graded, but for those, I think it's just because they were older cards to me, and I would prefer that. Partially just, you're not going to find good copies raw a lot. And then just protection on my side for things that I say old, like they're like your pre-war stuff. This is like 2006 cards, but
I was gonna say we're talking like 100 years difference in our olds here.
But in the grand scheme of most of those, you could still consider like modern wrestling, just not super modern. They are older. But yeah, I always look at centering first. After that, like Nick said, corners, edges, surface. paper cards are going to be super hard on Surface. For example, like I'm still trying to find a good copy of the Miz 2007 Heritage to send him for grading. But those Heritage cards, like I got one in today, and I was like, all right, I paid $2 for this. If I can get a 10 on this, there's almost like
Yeah,
no tens of his rookie card.
Yeah.
Everything looked perfect, and then held it under the light, and it's just like a dimple factory,
yeah.
which you can't even see. And
Heritage is like that. Yeah,
yeah, and that's why they're so hard to get a good grade on. And then when it comes to like chrome stock type cards, everything can look great, edges, corners, centering, stuff like that, but then you just have to look super 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 in depth under the right lighting at all angles for
yeah,
just minuscule surface scratches, print lines, whatever it may be. And a lot of the new stuff, it's kind of hard to even determine centering sometimes.
yeah.
Like for
I
example,
agree.
the 2024 Select, the Premier cards.
Yeah,
Where does the center start and end? I have
right.
no idea.
It doesn't. It really only works when there's symmetrical design, right? So you can
Yeah.
tell which side it's off one way or the other.
Yeah, like if you take a look at 2022 Prism WWE, those because they have the red border
Yeah,
around like most of it.
yeah,
Those are super easy to tell where the centering is, and 90% of those were god awful centering. They were like
yeah,
80/20. So just look at everything. And my best advice is, and what I do is, if you don't know, go look up PSA 10s that have sold or well graded cards and then compare it to yours. And then go, like, if you're like, I'm not sure if it's a 10, go look at a 9 that sold. Look at the front and back pictures, see what's
yeah.
similar, what's not. Just
But
kind
I
of,
mean, a lot of times it's like, I mean, you hold a 10 and a 9 at arm's length, and at
and you
90% of
can't,
the
yeah.
time, you can't tell the difference.
Grading, which the issue with it is completely subjective. I mean, you see it all the time. People send a card in, it gets a 7, they get it back, they crack it, they send it back in, it gets a 10. Like,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do, but you can save yourself the money if you weed out the ones you know that no matter what you do, you're not going to get a good grade. And then just kind of play the game from there. I would say, company wise, I do prefer the PSA slab the best. I really like the SGC slabs, but they're just too big. Like they're too wide for me. I was telling Nick yesterday, I think, if
uh,
PSA slab, like if SGC slabs were the size of PSA slabs, but still the black tux with the white label,
Yeah.
like it would blow it out of the water. So, but PSA is probably where I would lean. But yeah, that I thought that was a good
yeah.
question. And then we got a second, and this one was from WWE Chrome Trader.
Hello, friend.
Said, have you learned and developed any patterns or techniques when purchasing bulk loads of cards or even individual ones that are special or rare, etc.? So,
Uh, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, I'm as curious as he is how y'all answer
Any
this.
special patterns or techniques when buying bulk lots? No, just don't be afraid to offer a fair price. Like most people are overpriced as shit. So you know what you need to get down to. You know what the price needs to be. Offer it. What's the worst that happens? You end up with not having the cards that you didn't already have. Like,
yeah,
okay, we're in the same spot.
yeah,
So you got to, and that's something I've had to lean into, not lean into, but just like learn and get comfortable with is being like, somebody has a lot for like let's say $500. Well, and most often when you see a $500 lot on Facebook or Twitter, it's going to comp to like 400.
Yeah.
And then I'm
yeah,
going to need to, and then if I'm going to buy a $400 lot to resell, I'm going to need to buy it at like 320, 330, something like that. So you just got to not be afraid to offer people. And like that may seem like a low ball offer to some people, but like that's 80% of comps. I mean, if you're 80% of comp seems like a low ball, they're just too high,
yeah.
you know?
Is there anything that you
So
see as like a red flag, or is it just kind of an across the board? that's just kind of the way it is.
I mean, you can definitely tell when somebody's trying to pull some like real sketchy shit.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I mean, I pay PayPal goods and services, and most of the time they make people coin their cards and stuff, so they actually have them. So I don't usually feel too. I've only gotten scammed a couple times over the last couple of years.
And now that
that's part of. I mean, that's part of business. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, you're gonna get scammed. It just is. It's a thing that happens. It's the price of business.
Yeah. But now that you mention that, if there's anybody that needs to hear this that's watching currently, never, ever purchase anything friends and family. Always do it as business.
Yes,
goods and services. Always do goods 100%. And services.
Yeah, it's worth the extra 3% a lot of times. I mean, sometimes I won't, but most of the time I will.
Yeah, it's just because you can't charge back if there's any sort of issue.
But and then I guess the other thing I've learned is just to hit up all avenues available. I mean, eBay, Twitter, Mercari, Beckett Marketplace, Facebook groups. There's a million Facebook groups, sports cards, wrestling cards, every kind of card you can imagine. There's always people trying to sell shit and trying to move shit. And, you just got to kind of, Jeffrey's better at this than I am, is Jeffrey can comp it on the fly a lot better than I can. Which makes, at card shows, I'm not the best because I can't comp on the fly. I can, but I'm not quite comfortable enough. Jeffrey's just like, oh, I'll take this, and this. I'll give you this. I'm like, how the fuck?
It is a sight to behold.
Yeah, it's pretty solid. But and when it comes to any special tricks I've learned for buying big or special cards, I'm going to say what I always say, guys. Sometimes you just got to set the comp. If a card is important, if a card is special, if it's not going to pop up again, don't get caught up in the comps. Like, yeah, you want to be around the price that they go for, right? Like, you're not trying to get fucked. But if it's something that's not going to pop up and you want it, don't be ashamed to buy it. Like, it's your money. Buy what you want. Yeah. Don't let others be like, oh, you always have to be under comps. Like, that's a way to lose and not have the cards that you want. And that's a way to lose money, too. I mean, you can buy above comps and still make money later down the line. So I just don't listen to other people's bullshit. Buy the cards you like. Buy the cards you like.
Hell yeah.
That's the one main thing I've learned when buying cards for myself. Just buy the cards you like.
I think that's the overall theme of this show. If we can say anything, just buy what you like.
Yeah, don't listen to anybody else. Don't get caught up in the hype.
Yeah.
Buy the cool shit you like and you'll be happy with it.
Yeah, for me, I do it two different ways based on if it's like a PC purchase or if it's with this being my job, like if it's something I need to resell. If it's for PC and it's rare, just pay strong, offer strong, smash the buy now if you have to.
Absolutely.
Because I mean, if at the end of the day, if it's a card you really want for yourself, like just get it if it's within your means. I do go a different approach, obviously, with buying to resell. What I find the most beneficial is just being forward, like upfront about like your intention to be buying for resale. Because it seems like your question is kind of along those lines is, okay, I want to buy bulk lots to be able to sell. Don't go in pretending like, oh, I've got to have these cards. Like I need all these. Like, oh, I collect this. Like people can see right through that. Like there's no need to lie. And you don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste the seller's time. If you're wanting to buy in bulk, the way I approach it usually is just like, hey, okay, yeah, I'm interested in this. I'm buying it for resale. So I'm not going to be paying full comp, but I'm willing to offer this percent. You can offer a higher percent on higher end cards because your margins are going to be bigger. And you do have to spend money to make money. You can't just undercut all the time and expect people to keep trying to sell to you. It's more important to pay strong or pay fair, or at least be upfront and be able to create a relationship with a seller to give you that supply that you need to be able to resell. So, like I said, just be honest, be upfront. That's my number one thing is I'm not going to come to you and be like, oh yeah, I'm just, I don't know. I don't think it's worth that. That never downplay the cards you're trying to buy. It's the
Yeah.
dumbest thing you can do.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I just come in like, let's say there's like a 25 card lot I'm looking to buy, right?
Yeah.
I'll just comp everything out and I'll just be like, hey, man, here's what I comp everything at. I'm going to offer you this. Like,
Yeah.
I don't play any bullshit. There's no games. It's just like, this is what I think I could sell them for. I'll offer you a percentage of that. And if you like it, cool. If not, okay, that's fine. But yeah, no games, man. Just be honest, be upfront.
At the end of the day, it's going to be dependent on how motivated the seller is to actually move what you're trying to buy. So, I mean, if it's just a bunch of stuff they just got in, they're not going to be like, oh yeah, let me give it to you at 70%.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, and plus when people are in heavy on cards, they get attached to them.
Yeah. And you never want to become the seller that's like, oh, I can't let it go for that. I have too much into it. No one cares what you have into it. They care what it's worth.
Yeah, I ran into one of those guys the other day. I was like, I comped a big like 50 card lot. I was like, I will give you, it was like 82% or something. I don't know. It was something reasonable. And he was like, yeah, we're just like, we were like, I was at like 500 and he was at like $850. I was like, this is just not going to work.
Yeah. And you have to be willing to also you have to be willing to walk away from the deal, like respectfully.
Oh,
yeah.
Rather than just like keep trying and like just piss people off. Like, if it's not going to work for you, like just be like, yeah, sorry, I can't get there. Move on. Go to the next one.
But and also, in that same vein, before you get on another point, don't feel like you have to buy a deal just because you've been negotiating it. If you can't get the price you want, there's no shame in just saying, I'm going to walk away. I can't get the price I want.
Yeah.
I've fallen victim to that where it's like, oh, can you meet me in the middle or add an extra $30? And it's like, and I do it, especially more in person. I do it. I feel like more pressured.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any sunk cost fallacy when you're, when you're dealing with something that's, it's speculation essentially. It's a speculative whatever you're going to purchase.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's pieces of cardboard.
Right.
Just go in, be honest, be fair. Like I said, don't try to screw people over and get the best deal you can. Like, you don't always have to get the best deal you can. No. Like, your wins are not in your sales, they're in your buys. So you have to perfect being able to buy fairly and continuously get that inventory to be able to be successful in any way. So yeah, just that. And another thing I really like to do is sometimes you just need the eyes. You need people to like be able to see that you can get what they want, like desirable cards. Sometimes it's worth it, honestly. And I've done it plenty of times. Buy a card at comps, sell it at comps. It keeps eyes on you and what you have. Like, okay, I paid $100 for this card. I sold it for $110. Or I paid $100 for this card, sold it for $100. Like, sometimes you just need that. So, and always be willing to just throw in extra, like low end. If you're willing to do the work, I make a ton of profit, like more profit probably on lower end stuff than I do on high end stuff, because people just don't want to do the legwork on the cheap stuff.
Yeah, Jeffrey crushes the low end stuff. The low end is definitely grind. I've been there before too, doing $1 to $5 eBay sales and playing around envelopes.
Yeah,
but he's right. If you can master the low end stuff and do the legwork, I'm not gonna say you're gonna get rich, but you can make some extra money to further your collection that way for sure.
And it's a good way to make deals on bigger cards too, is like, be like, look, I'll take these 3-4 like valuable cards, and I also want these 400 $1 cards that you don't want to do anything with.
Right, exactly.
And just make your margins and the difference there. So it's all a game. It's all just figure out what works for you, but just be honest is my main thing.
I agree.
Sure,
But yeah, that's a good question.
Those
Yeah,
are great
thank you
questions.
guys. Those are both great questions.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
appreciate it. I love when people write in questions. It feels so cool to be able to like answer them on stream. I don't know. I
Yeah.
feel like a big podcast star or something.
Y'all gave Nick a big head. We gotta cut the questions now. No more.
No,
God,
Nick. No, we look. We're
calm down, Pander Champ.
yeah, we're superstars. Well, now you said Pander Champ. I was gonna say. Let's see where we're at. I was gonna go ahead and say blind draft.
Yeah, let's do it real quick.
I'm down.
Okay, it's a quick blind draft. WWE recently announced that July 13th, my birthday, we're gonna have Evolution 2. So my question to you guys is, who are your 3 favorite female wrestlers
All time.
all time?
Speed draft it. Let's go.
All right. Well, my number one is easy. It's Lita.
Lita. Okay.
Oh my.
I'm a
Lita's on my
huge
list
Lita
too.
mark.
Who's next?
You know who I really enjoyed watching growing up, who is a badass bitch?
Who?
Miss Jackie.
Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love this Jackie.
Jacqueline
Yes.
Moore. She fucking, and if you ever hear people talk about her on shoot interviews, they're like, she's a bad woman. Like she's like, don't fuck with her. She's the real deal.
Yeah, an absolute badass.
Yeah.
1,000,000%.
All right, go ahead.
I've said it a million times. Tony Storm. I think Tony Storm is the greatest thing in wrestling today. I think she's just unreal.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
It's a great pick, though.
Of course. Thank you. Nick?
No, you got 2.
Yeah, you double
I've
up
got
here.
2. My second, Asuka. Asuka is I've loved Asuka for
Asuka rules.
Yes, I love Asuka very, very much. She's another absolute badass, like in real life would never fuck with.
For my second favorite, see, I wish I watched more like All Japan Women and stuff, so I would have a much better base. Actually, you know who fucking rules? We can go All Japan Women. Asia Kong.
Nice. Good choice.
The Pander Champ returns with Trish Stratus. Lita and Trish, I gotta have both. After that's where I suffer. I don't know. I'm gonna take Lita, Trish, and
God, he's already won, which is Lita and Trish.
Yeah.
I know.
This one, I feel like this one's polarizing, but I'm gonna go Charlotte.
Charlotte. Okay.
I think she's one of the greatest in-ring talents to ever step foot in WWE. Like she can go in the ring. I've never really gotten her character development. It hasn't been great. But I think when it's all said and done, she'll be the GOAT of women's wrestling in the WWE at least.
Okay, I'll go with my favorite today, which is a choice between 3.
We already know who you're taking. Just take her.
I'm trying to think if I like the best out of the 3. Oh, fuck it. Roxanne.
Yep, there it is.
It was between Roxanne, Lyra, and Stephanie Vicaire.
Yeah, no, Roxanne's so good.
Dude, she fucking rules. The way she runs the rope with the second rope hit is sweet. The Rey Mysterio style.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why more women don't run the ropes like that, because it doesn't look good when they can't reach the top rope.
Yeah, when they're just hitting like the back of their neck on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Roxanne. She's good as shit. I think she's gonna be a superstar. I think she ends up being a big time superstar. As long as they strap the rocket to her, which I think they will at some point. So yeah,
Yeah. My third, if it was, all time as opposed to my personal favorites, she'd be number one with a bullet. But in this case, my third pick, Bull Nakano. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't feel like I have to say anything. Bull fucking Nakano. If you haven't seen her matches, like, just look at just Google her.
It's worth Google.
It's worth a Google.
Yeah, that was a good draft.
That was a good draft.
On the spot too. I like
Jeffrey's gonna win, but
yeah, well, look,
Trish, Lita.
That should be the name of the podcast now.
Jeffrey's
Jeffrey's gonna win with Brennan, Jeffrey, and Nick.
Jeffrey's gonna win, and what did Nick buy?
Yeah, that's basically it.
I don't know. I feel like Charlotte might hold me back. We'll see. A lot of people.
Charlotte
hate Charlotte.
may actually hold you back. That was you've sometimes said, like, I've got a controversial pick, and then it's a non-controversial pick. Yeah,
yeah.
That's actually kind of a controversial pick.
Yeah, a lot of people hate her, so we'll see how that goes.
I don't hate her. She can go in the ring, when she wants to. But yeah, a lot of people have kind of a weird parasocial hate of Charlotte that I, But anyway, all that to say, great draft, great show. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. If you could hit us with a subscribe, a like, a comment. If you're listening on one of the audio platforms, please give us a 5-star review or leave a comment. It helps us with the algorithm. Can't thank you enough for sticking with us and just being good brothers. So thank you guys. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Nick. This has been another absolute pleasure of an evening to spend with y'all.
Absolutely. We will see you guys next time.
Hell yeah. Too
Bye,
sweet.
Bye.